Well, it's official, guys. I have a new favorite MCU movie.
Our friends are up there! Hey, where are you going? What are you hiding, Peter? I'm just kidding, I don't care. Bye.
There's a ton of other subsystems in here, but they're all disabled by the training wheels protocol.
I'm sick of Mr. Stark treating me like a kid.
But you are a kid.
Yeah, a kid who can stop a bus with his bare hands.
Hello everyone, welcome to another thrilling installment of every comic book movie of the year. This episode will be all about Spider-Man Homecoming, the first Spider-Man solo movie to be based in the MCU. And oh lord, I'm just going to say now, it's amazing, it's spectacular, and quite simply, it's ultimate. I'm so sorry. But quite simply, it is just that. It's great, honestly. Tom Holland does a fantastic job. He's definitely my favorite Spider-Man to be depicted in any Marvel movie. Tobey Maguire I thought was great, but Tom Holland, he just brings this this childish innocence and just charm to the character that I don't think we've ever really seen in a Spider-Man movie, and so I think that was really refreshing to see an actual youngster play a teenager. I mean, given that he's 20, but like close enough, you know. I would say that's close enough. Pretty much all the acting is great, you know. Tom Holland is Spider-Man, of course. Oh gosh, I've forgotten his name. The guy who played Ned Leeds, he was I thought he was very funny. Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark, you know, he's great in anything though. And Chris Evans makes a surprise appearance as Captain America, and really showing his comedic chops, I think. And that's another thing, this movie is gut-bustingly funny. It has probably the funniest ending I've ever seen in a comic book movie. Even Deadpool didn't make me crack up that hard. But Marissa Tomei, she's part of the ending. She's great as Aunt May. I think it's very cool to see like a younger Aunt May, because really that makes more sense than like an elderly woman, because like that's your mother's sister or your dad's sister is your aunt, right? Is that I don't know if that's right. But you know, I think it was really refreshing. That's one way to describe this movie, is refreshing. It's not like any other MCU movie, but that's why it's great. It has a lot of tense moments that I don't think have ever been in any other Spider-Man movies. None that I can really think of. Like there's one scene where Peter is sitting in a car. If you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I was seriously on the edge of my seat the entire time. I was just like, ooh, like I was like, never felt that. Maybe with Logan, but I've never felt that like tense in a movie scene, and especially a comic book movie, of like at least a few years. And scenes like that are great. Speaking of cars, Audi is product placement in this film, and it leads to some parts that don't really make sense to me. That's like the only thing I can really think is wrong with this movie. It's only like one or two scenes, but like Peter Parker, you know, he has to get somewhere quick. Whilst he's dressed up in his like homemade Spider-Man suit, and he takes a car, and he doesn't just web. His webs work. He can like swing to his destination, but instead he drives an Audi car. And I was just like, is there a reason that he has to drive a car? Like, maybe I missed it. Like, maybe you said, like, I need to drive a car because, like, it's faster than my web slinging. But is it really? And there was also this other part with Happy Hogan, and it showed, like, a shot of, like, the Audi AI, like, doing parking or whatever, showing off the features. And I was like, okay, alright. But it's not enough to detract from the movie. The movie's score, anyway, which I'm going to give in a few seconds. This movie is so great for Spider-Man fans such as myself, because it sets up a lot of Spider-Man related things, and I seriously cannot wait to see what else Spider-Man brings to the MCU, because I think Tom Holland is doing a spectacular job. This movie delves into a lot of the problems that Peter Parker faces as Spider-Man. Like, he could either swim with his friends and be social and, you know, have fun, but then there's like an arms deal happening that he needs to stop. And my favorite Spider-Man story is where Peter Parker's life and Spider-Man's life collide, and you really get the sense that, you know, he wants to do other things, but he has an obligation to help those in need as a superhero. And I love that the theme of that in this movie. All in all, guys, this was the perfect Spider-Man movie, and all the performances were great. Michael Keaton I didn't even mention because I don't even need to. He's just fantastic. You guys might call me crazy for this, but in terms, I'm gonna change my ranking a little bit. You guys went like, oh, well, Logan's just gonna stay at the top forever, isn't it? That's kind of boring. Well, this is what I'm gonna do, right? Logan is still arguably the best comic book movie of the year, but in terms of how much fun I had with a comic book movie, it is most definitely Spider-Man Homecoming. So Logan and Spider-Man Homecoming are going to share the top spot because I love both those movies so goddamn much, and I can't help it. Spider-Man Homecoming is a 9.9999. I'll just give it a 10. Freaking give it a 10. It's not a masterpiece, but it's definitely a 10. I love this movie, and hope you guys too. Do too. Can't wait for you guys to see it. I've been Cage. Stay wonderful, stay beautiful. I'll see you then, guys, in the next one. Bye bye. But before I say goodbye, I forgot to mention this. There are plenty of great surprises in this movie, and I think you guys will love them. Also, one thing I can say, the CGI sometimes looked a bit rubbery, but that's not going to detract from the score anyway. So, stay wonderful, stay beautiful. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Psst, psst.